Allow the children
it's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo touchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, politico, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. See them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. My ego don't come. My people make we shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. Politico, this one not the off in mind. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh. My ego don't come. My people make you shout. My ego.
Hello there.
Oh, welcome back. And if this is the first time you are joining me today, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us tonight. It is Mayegun Live. Tonight, we get talk. And I would possibly love to say, hey, God, what I'm going to say today to those who are going to receive the message, right? This as they receive the message, when they leave this platform, may the message not leave them. Because something is cooking. Lady Alice, it is good to have you back too, ma'am. Something is cooking, and from my own findings, thiefnubu's illegitimate regime is aware and they are also preparing. Your churches, your mosques, your malams, your pastors are currently being recruited. They want to send them to you. There is not going to be any peaceful protest. Don't let anybody deceive you. And the fault is not going to be yours. The violence is going to come from thiefnubu and his agents. But there are some things you need to know. I will do my best to make you understand them. Share this broadcast if you haven't already. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell all of them that today. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Please let me know if the audio is perfect before we get fully into this. Good. Thank you. Now, good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us tonight. It is Mayegun Live. Tonight's broadcast is just going to be like a wake-up call, eye-opener, enlightening enough that everyone who makes use of this would be contributing or making yourself available for the right cause that could change everything. So that is why I would be grateful if you give me that time of yours. I am also believing that I want to address you, the Templars, tonight as concerned humans, affected people, the victims of bad government. You could put yourself in any of the categories. You will still fit into any of them. Being member of the Temple of Truth tonight. Everyone without the bias, without the hypocrisy and denial would agree everything is wrong with Nigeria as we speak. And for everything that is wrong with Nigeria, we have the names of the people behind it. For everything that is happening in Nigeria, including the economic bankruptcy, impoverishment, and increase in crime, we know those behind them all. And for those who have been very much active on the developments in Nigeria, these characters behind this ruin, generational destruction, are very much popular faces. So, a lot is cooking as we speak, even though they might be sounding like it's just online. It is not. Currently, except if you are deceiving yourself, the criminals in charge of Nigeria, from the local government level to the federal level, they have all displayed one big output proof that they have no idea of how to dig you out of this economic hole They've dug everyone. They have no way out. Now, the most they can do for themselves is to see how much they can take for themselves before everything possibly collapses enough that they would have to run. Now, these characters are not limited to one party, one tribe, or one religion. They cut across all the ethnic nationalities, the tribes, and all religions, which simply means all of the attachments you have with your own oppressor that you probably called your helper is a bit of an energy or a bit of a lifeline that you are giving to these rogues to continue. Now, when we talk about those who destroyed Nigeria, a lot of us have our own little bigger role we are playing openly and secretly. But there are those who are championing the legitimacy or the effort to legitimize bad behavior, irresponsibility, and bad governance by distracting you with religion. Now, a lot of us have also agreed that if people can begin to actually think critically about issues, they will realize that the little things they use in deceiving you or distracting you are so like irrelevant enough that the moment you realize it, you're going to feel this like you have been so stupid for so long. Religion doesn't want you to think critically. And that is why in a poor country like Nigeria, the religious bodies are very, very powerful bodies. Why are they powerful? They are offering two things. They are offering insurance to the political ruling class who continue to destroy the economy through their greed, bad deals, and all of that, by offering you an alternative to your sufferings, to your hardship, to things that keeps you up awake at night. So these powerful roles have been used time again and again and again, and they are so useful in poor countries where people have been, denied basic things of life. So the point that the most people could do is to ask for maybe God's effort. Now, here is something you need to know. Sometimes their hired rogues will tell you, is it the government that should come and help you feed your family? Is it the government that says you should not go and look for a job? Or is it the government that says you should not go and look for a better job? You see, what they won't tell you is this. In a rigged country where corruption is the order of decay, where they are no longer taking 10% bribe, but 30% bribe. So what that simply means is that when they go out there in order to satisfy their greed, because they are the one, it's like a blank check that you are giving to them without asking them what they are doing with what they are writing on the check. Okay, that's exactly what political power is in Nigeria. So when you give them this blank check, they write whatever they like in it, whether they have the money or not, right? Then they go out there to borrow the money to satisfy their greed, buy themselves cars, create useless offices, agencies, duplicate different positions in order to create soft jobs for their loyalists, family members. Now, when they go out there to take all this money, purportedly for development, the money ended up servicing them. How do you pay back? You are an hardworking person. Like, you are not greedy. You are not asking for too much. You have a job that could feed you and your family. Whether you have a one child or you have 10 children, Nigeria is not a place where you have a welfare system. So within that same economy that you raised there, you gave birth to 10 children, where your normal job could take care of all of you. In fact, you were planning to build a house. In fact, you were building a house. Hang on. In fact, you have built a house. From that, your little job, you are not asking for too much. Then suddenly, these criminals, with their economic policies based on borrowings, they decided to devalue your effort. Because every time you hear about devaluation of Naira, some of you think it's just devaluation. You don't understand what it means. You need to understand what it means to you that is working under that sun, rain, risking your life, doing all those odd jobs. Now, normally, despite all you do, you still have enough to pay your rent, because your rent was, your rent for yourself and your family, your self-contained rental in a year is 150,000 Naira. With your job, you have enough, right? That could take care of you, pay your annual rent, pay other bills, pay the fees of your children. You even have small tiny car, Tokumbo, that you paid 1 million for. And you are a small, you are doing your thing little by little, hoping to kind of grow. When the economy improves, then maybe your hustle will grow and you can be more. Now, then the next thing, these rogues who continue to loot the treasury, and they are flaunting these loots right on your faces. They dig you into debt, indebtedness that they told you will be invested in roads. Like if they actually invested this money on roads, invested them in medical care, like medical facilities, health care, invest them in education. Let me tell you what that simply means, what that would have done for you. The devaluation of your Naira will not be there. Your Naira will still kind of have value. Hang on. Then the stuff you have to spend money on, they've already been, they've already been taken care of, because you were paying taxes from that your hustle. And they were utilizing that taxes for you. The roads are good, which means you will not be a regular visitor to the mechanic, except when you have to go there for your yearly service and MOT, for those of you who have cars. For those of you who are running transportation businesses, it simply means your cars will last longer on good motorable roads. You will save money. If you feel so tired and you need medical check, now you can walk straight into a well-equipped medical facility where those who are working there are well paid. The doctors, the nurses, who are not going to take their frustration on you, the ones that you won't have to bribe before they can attend to you. Because you are a business owner, you are paying your taxes, and when you go to the hospitals, you have access to standard, better medical care that can easily tell you the moment you need to rest. And then you have access to what again? If you need medication, we're talking about not substandard, adulterated medicines that will continue to kill you. Now you have a system that has a medical health care well invested in that reduces the medical poverty, which is also a problem in Nigeria. People who have worked all their lives, now they are sick. And guess what? They are using all of their life savings. Many of them are selling their properties just to pay for medical bills in order to stay alive for maybe another 1 year or 2 years. People who were working in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, they are retired now in Nigeria, and they are suffering what is called medical poverty. And why is that? What happened to all of their investments in supposed country through their youth and young age when they were working? Shouldn't that provide them access to better medical care, health care when they are old? Better housing system for them when they are old? Shouldn't they? Now, you are working now, you are younger, and you are watching the older people live in poverty. And you're not seeing the older people in Nigeria living in poverty right now. And some of them are actually living in the fear of poverty. Now, this is what bad government does to you. When they deny you this, and then devalue your currency, I'm coming back to that too. They take all this money, okay? Your children have no access to good education. The teachers are not paid. And the schools are collapsing on your children. Why? Because money meant for all of this, they've ended up in the pocket of those who are your deacon and deaconesses. Sheikh, Alaji, Alajas, who are also Christians and Muslims, from the north, from the east, from the west. It is the same. Now, because they have not provided this, then guess what? You have to double your hustle. The same one they will continue to try to take from you. Or do you not know? When they tax you and they do not reinvest that tax in the same country to provide electricity so that your business will not die trying to stay operational. Electricity is not there. You are watching them steal billions of dollars year in, year out, promising you electricity but giving you darkness for your businesses. You now spend more just to remain in business. You are struggling. You have business, you have job, but you are suffering. Why? Because of these rogues, united criminals. They are doling out policies after policies. None of them is to help you, but to steal your life. But they want you to care about tribe, care about religion, care about a region, care about what else again? Ethnic and other nonsense they want you to care about so much. Why you are dying slowly, quietly. Your future is stolen. When they talk about natural resources in Nigeria, Nigerians are not even the beneficiaries of their natural resources. They read about how rich they are in mineral resources. Ask them how beneficial it is to them. It has gotten so, their greed has gotten so deep that they have started using the future prospects of Nigeria crude oil to borrow money. And where is the money going? Same way the rest went. And then you hardworking people, whether you are APC or PDP, watching me right now, you are there working so hard. And they are there devaluing it. Now, what you're earning, the same thing you were doing, that was taking care of you. Now you are struggling to keep it together. Because no matter how much you work with their policy, half of it is gone. Do you want me to explain the devaluation to you in a layman way so that you can understand where I'm going with this, right? Let's say currently the Nigerian currency has been devalued by more than 70%. Nigerian Naira has lost over 70% value. What does that mean? It simply means when you hold 100 Naira, what do you call it? What 30 Naira would buy? Okay, put it this way. When you lose 70% of the value of your money, what that simply means is your 100 Naira, 70% of it is gone. So that your 100 Naira is now worth 30 naira. Yeah, it is still 100 naira. Okay? But what you will buy with 30 naira just about a year or two ago, you will now have to buy it with 100 naira. An example, a bag of sachet water in Nigeria was said to be 150 naira a year ago. So which means if you had 150 naira, you will buy a bag that has about 20 pieces inside for 150 naira. Now that same bag of sachet water today, you would have to pay around 700 naira. You get that now? Now, if you hold 700 naira right now, the value of 700 naira using the theory of sachet water, pure water, simply means the value of 700 naira today used to be 150 naira a year ago. Now imagine you go to work and your employer pay you your employer used to pay you 150,000 naira salary. And from that, yeah, you are able to pay your rent, you are able to maybe even save some money to buy second-hand car. And you could fuel your car back then, let's say with 25,000 naira a month. Now you need maybe about 300,000 naira if you still want to be driving that car the same you used to fuel it for a month. Do you see now that gap there, right? So what that simply means is that your 150,000 naira that used to pay your rent, pay this, pay that, your child is in private school, because the public school to you now is probably no longer reliable. So you are paying all of that exorbitant fee. You are paying taxes as well. Left, right, and center, they are taking money from you. But the money you are earning 2-3 years ago, they've managed to add extra, maybe 100,000 to it. Maybe your employer is generous and they've increased your salary to 250,000 naira. But yet, you are earning more. But you can't even do what you used to do with 150,000 naira anymore. You can't even do half of what you used to do with 150,000 naira. That is called devaluation. It simply means there is no amount of, except if you actually have to go through the illegal route. Yeah, you have to become a criminal. A criminal that will come out and tell us, how you they do where una they see all this money? And then you will tell them it's the grace of God. If you go that route. But when you are legit, it simply means that no matter how much you work, 40% to 70% of that effort is gone. No how much you work. Now you're now seeing people looking so stressed. You don't know if it is the job. For those who get work, you don't know if it is the job or if it is something else. People are working, they are in debt. You are working, you are in debt. Before they pay your salary, you are already in debt. That's not normal. It's not. And it's going to get worse. And that is why right now, they know the pressure. They do. I played a video this afternoon. I'm going to repeat that again. Just kind of like a mid stop so that you can know that they know something is cooking. And that is where your religious leaders are already enrolled. The coming days, the messages you are going to be hearing are going to be the messages of a fear mongering, threats. And they will tell you there are people who are using you.
I sent the message out to them. Are you aware that people are very angry out there? Are you doing something about it? And the response is that, yes, we are aware it's the work of opposition. I say we are finished. Because no opposition would want to bring down the roof of the country on itself. Because they are in the country. So if the country collapses, is it only going to collapse on the ruling or the governing party? No. So when people in power start responding like that, then I'm worried. I'm worried for this president. I'm worried for myself.
Well,
There's problem out there. A bag of rice is now selling for 100,000. A bag of maize is selling for 100,000. My wife was telling me that a basket of tomato is about 100,000 too. Onions. Every food is going up, the price. Inflation is 40%. The value of our Naira is going down. And then, not only that, when you tell people in government that, hey, people are hungry, angry, and they are preparing, or there are signs that they will revolt, you say, no, don't worry about them. That is very, very dangerous. And I hope this will be, to me, God will exonerate me because I told them. And many Nigerians today told me and encouraged me to come for this year program, speak out on our behalf. And that's why I was elected. If the government doesn't do anything, there will be problem. I sent the message.
There will be problem. And let me tell you this, okay? Just like I said, right? There are those who are always, okay, who are going to be working day and night. In fact, it is already happening. Their job is to plant doubt in your mind. I don't know if my video will probably make a difference, because when you are dealing with coordinated, organized state capture like you are dealing with in Nigeria, what I am actually doing here is to warn you too, Abobaku that is watching me. You may be jumping from one social media platform to another. And we are going to see many, many like that in the coming days. And if you see them here too, you can easily recognize them. There are those of them who are going to tell you to come back and join them to go and lead the revolution. These are not people this message is meant for. They are already lost causes. Okay? They are like lost causes. There's nothing that you would say that will actually make them, reason, because they belong to that part or the sets that we call the voluntary slaves. Let's face it. If you are living in Nigeria right now and you are not yet a loony, because from record in Nigeria as we speak, over 70% of them have mental problem. Yeah. And it's kind of like, it's understandable, right? And that is why when you see some of the lunatics sounding like this does not affect them, and then jumping from one platform to another, asking people to come back to Nigeria to come and join them, I need you to recognize them and do your best to ignore them. This is not for them. Okay? I am talking to some of you who still have your minds together. I'm not talking to those ones who are screaming a being power. And the moment you give them food and you give them juice, they will forget all of their problems. I'm not talking to them. And if you see them in the comment section as well, well, they are just here to prove me right. But here is something. It won't be the first time that the career criminals in Nigeria and their humbled voluntary slaves would dare the entire country of the people that if you try, the government will crush you. Let me be honest with you. The reason is because every one of them, they are banking on the divided opinions about how to actually face your fears once and for all and see how you can turn everything around against these generational vampires, career criminals. There are captured people and there are people that will refuse to be captured. You can choose where you belong, right? When the Kenyans knows that the future of the 40% of them was going to be doomed, they didn't call on anybody from the diaspora to come back and fight for them. The only people that say that are those voluntary slaves who are going to be seen everywhere. They are already recruiting them online as we speak. Because it is true. There is going to be an eruption in Nigeria starting from the end of July. How is it going to last? Is it going to last? Is it going to really shake them? Would it change anything at all? Now, the work out there right now is to break it and break your spirits. Remind you that the criminals who are destroying your lives as we speak, the conglomeration of thieves, that they are doing their best. Enemies of Nigeria. They want to put Nigeria in trouble. You will begin to see messages like this now. Your parents will begin to receive WhatsApp messages. They will begin to receive WhatsApp visions. Different of them laced in tribal, ethnic, this and that. I am here to tell you that if you believe any single of them, then you are an enabler. Just so you know, okay? Like, you are an enabler. So currently, it's not, like I said, it's not the first time. Bokwari did it and got away, didn't he? Of course, he did get away.
The president is not listening to anybody. He doesn't care. I mean, he can write anything he wants to write. The president doesn't care. Does he read? He will read, he will laugh. He say, come and see, they're abusing me here. In fact, there was one case of somebody in Odisha, a trader, who couldn't sell his goats during Salah. And I was with a guy in the plane. And the man was busy abusing Buhari because of Buhari, nobody buying this. He said, come, I mean, what's my business with Odisha goat seller? 3 years of Buhari, everybody's dying, crying. Pressmen are crying, farmers are crying, workers are crying, politicians are crying, students are crying. 3 years old. Rate of poverty is very high. People are hungry. Nigeria will never change. So,
they should learn to gossip with us because you chose to do that with us, and we appreciate it.
The next university will be my village. University of Transportation. Why are you laughing now? All of you are graduates of one another. There's a common saying that when we are small, charity begins where? My own begin abroad. The president is not listening to anybody. He doesn't care. I mean, he can write anything he wants to write. The president doesn't care. Does he read? He will read, he will laugh. He say, come and see, they're abusing me here. In fact, there was one case of somebody in Odisha, a trader, who couldn't sell his goats during Salah. And I was with a guy in the plane. And the man was busy abusing Buhari because of Buhari, nobody buying this. He said, come, I mean, what's my business with Odisha goat seller? This country won't change. This country is going nowhere. Nothing. You know, even if you divide the country into 10, it will still not change. No, I'm not joking you. When Magnus was my SSG, I told him this country is hopeless and helpless. So let's stop it now. Coming from a governor, nobody be saying that. 2 months in Abuja. So this country is hopeless and helpless. I say why? You say you're right. The only thing they do in Abuja, the president is not listening.
Now, most of these revelations are always there, but people just like, hey, and all that. And they move on. So what the thiefnubu, in fact, this same Amechi once said that the reason why they get away with anything is because, apart from Nigerians lamenting, complaining, is because you have never really stoned them. Time to stone them is here.
Times which are destroying your image as a good people. You may be wondering why I'm reading this. I'm reading this because listening to the poets and everybody, including the musician, you're singing about us, the leaders. Yes, you said yes. Yes. What about you? If you see a thief and you allow him to be stealing, what do? You have stolen nobody. That's why we are stealing. You will stone me. Who have you stoned? We came out and you started dancing. For how many days? Oil subsidy, oil subsidy. We told you they stole 2.3 trillion. What did you do? The oil subsidy, we told you they stole 2.3 trillion. What did you do? Instead, you're protesting. Bring the oil subsidy. The name of oil subsidy that is not reaching the poor. Few individuals are going away with the money. You have done nothing. Your money, Madiba, 95 years. More persons are dying every day, and Madiba was very angry when he died in Nigeria. You have had $50 billion, not 50 million naira. Not 50. You can say I'm stealing the no problem. You can say as much as you want. It's good to steal if you can't fight back. You know, the problem is you have heard about $50 billion. Nobody's talking. You're debating whether can he talk to the president like that. Should we? How did you know he talked about it? Why should CBN governor even write about it in the first place? In some countries, people will be on the street until they return that money. $50 billion is 8 trillion naira. It will change Nigeria. Me, I want to steal only $1 billion. Let them bring it. You read Obasanjo's letter. Just ask him, is he a South man? Is he a Yoruba man? Why is he writing like that? In fact, when he was there, what did he do? What have you done? If you don't take your destiny in your hands, we will go and other leaders will come. They will continue to steal. But Madiba will be angry. God bless you. Times, which are these?
He said it to their faces. They were there, hey, 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 like that. And that was years ago. And he's right. He went on to steal money too. He became a minister under Bokuwari APC. He built university for Bokuwari in Daura. He was going to construct a rail line, you know, a railway to Maradi in Niger Republic with borrowed money. They did all they could. That's what you have there. A woman that stole palliatives, COVID-19 palliative. House of Assembly member in Lagos that stole palliative and used the money. I'm sorry, and used the palliative for her birthday. She has been appointed as the head of, listen to this, Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund. NCTF, NSIATF, ITF, brother. Mojisola Oluwakeyinde Ali Macaulay. This is the country you have. Okay? These are those who are going to bring changes, who are going to change your life with their policies. How? Now they are sending their pastors to you. Your pastors, your imams. In northern Nigeria, they've already rolled out the money. See, in the coming days, you are likely going to see some people, right, vandalizing the houses of some clerics in northern Nigeria. It has gotten to that boiling point, I have to tell you. So right now, the effort is to see how much they can convince the parents to stop their children, because what they want to ask for is impossible. Asking thiefnubu to reduce that is not possible. thiefnubu is doing everything to reduce it. The people should pray for him. But do you know what is actually really coming? Which somehow, that one hasn't really spread yet. Okay? It is not thiefnubu that must go. Okay? When you are preparing to join any of their outing there, don't join them because they are calling for thiefnubu to go. No, not just that. You have to join them to call for the removal of all of the 36 state governors, dissolve all the state government, dissolve the federal and all of that, right? And by so doing, you have a chance, a very great, beautiful chance to reverse all of your losses. You could end up, for the first step, ensure that over 10,000 duplicious positions they have created, filled with over 60,000, scroungers across the system. If you can actually uproot that, then you will change the course of history, change the destiny of the generations yet unborn. The majority of what we want will actually be granted. Now, that is where this is going. And that is why they are using their churches now. They will use your church. They will use your mosque. If your pastor begin to tell you, I'll preach against you standing up or hitting the street, if anybody comes on your social media and they begin to threaten you or begin to call you names or begin to blame you for the problems of Nigeria or begin to gaslight you, just know that those are the activated people. Same Amechi this to say, remember, they rig you. You don't even have the power to choose those who actually lead you. Man, the moment you have no power to choose who lead you, that means they've taken everything from you. You cannot get that back peacefully. There is nothing called peaceful protest. I'm saying that to you right now. So it is better you prepare yourself. The violence that is going to happen when this whole shit hit the fan, it's not going to be you. So phase one, use the religious bodies to warn the people instead of standing up and getting rid of these rogues. They will use that religion and that tribe, that ethnic. So you tell me, which of you or which ethnic or tribe is actually having it easy? Which religion is having it easy and safe in Nigeria as we speak? Which of you? They told you to go and pray because they know there are mumus that will indeed turn to prayer warriors. They are sky daddy. Amechi said it again after your 2023 charade. Leave the guy. Listen to what he had to say. It's from the inside. After going there to have his own loot, well secured, at least, now he's a philosopher. He said this, remember?
We had written to INEC. This INEC staff in Rivers State are paid every month from resident electoral commissioner down salaries every month, and we wrote, and INEC did not deny that. So what else do you want me to do? The laws are there. Those who enforce the laws are the police, and if they are not enforcing the laws, what do you want me to do? Run to the front of the train and die? In fact, people are, and I'm wondering why I actually spoke, because I've actually given up.
Mr. Amechi, sorry to butt in here.
Because I've given up.
Sorry to butt in here. Nigerians will want to know why you opposed, if you say you oppose the appointment of the INEC chair at that point in time, there must be a reason or reasons why you did that.
I said capacity. I've already answered the Suleiman. I said capacity. And I wasn't wrong. Suleiman, was election free and fair? I like to stop talking because I've been advised by some of my friends that I should continue to keep the dignified silence after I'm a member of APC.
A dignified silence for a statesman like yourself, I mean, you have earned that. You know, for Nigeria, how would it, pay Nigeria if people like you, decide to keep silent when you have from a vantage point to see the wrongs in the system, and you have the opportunity to help fix those challenges? Why are you shying away from that?
Because you and I have had this conversation before. You and I have had this conversation in private, and you try to persuade me not to keep silence. And my lawyer continues to say I should keep silence, and I've been keeping silent. The reason is simple. Even the Nigerians you want to speak on their behalf, do they care? Do the society care about the fact that these are the things you're saying, that things are wrong? When I was a governor, I spoke at the Freedom Park in Lagos, and I said, the reason why all of us, I included myself, the reason why the elite steal Nigeria is because the public, the poor man has refused to stone them, or stone us. I said that at the Freedom Park, right? So what do you want me to say? What's new? Do you want me to say that I've not said before? I asked you this question when we had this conversation privately. I just came out. I didn't want to speak. My position was, go back to school, continue to face your academics and all that. I'm in law school, continue to focus on that and ignore what's going on. But I came out because how can you stay in Port Harcourt and one young man will just sit down, write names of people to be arrested, and the police goes to arrest, no crime. There has to be a crime for you to arrest somebody. The only person who has the power to arrest
is it not because impunity has been allowed to have a free reign since 1999 when this the democratic process started, and now things seem to be getting to a head? I mean, you were a two-term campaign DG of President Muhammadu Buhari, or the APC, if you like.
I am not the president. I am not the president. Only the president can call the IG to question. Only the president can say, for Christ's sake, what's going on in Port Harcourt? What's going on all over the country? Why are the police compromised? Many is not hiding it.
Well, many also thought that what was he trying to say? You're very close to him, once a speaker, two-time governor, minister, and of course you also hold a title in his home state. And the title is a trustworthy one, is a weighty one. So people expect you to help the nation.
Be up front.
Suleiman, can we cut off this interview? I don't want to continue the interview. I just don't want to continue the interview because there's nothing new to say that I've not said before. Absolutely nothing.
He's right. Even if you want to say, I don't know what you probably see it as anyway, because he's right. He knows what what would they do? Nothing. And he continues to say, including myself. We do all these things. You can't choose your own leaders. You can't choose your own representatives. Your judiciary is gone. That should be a place where all madness are corrected. But that is now the headquarters of all the mad people. They've turned your law over its head. They've set their own rules, the rules of engagement. It is now about the highest bidder. It has never been so pronounced. Companies are leaving Nigeria and others are not coming simply because you do not have a reliable judicial system. You have judicial bandits now. The whole world watch them. Ignore the evidence against a drug heroin trafficker. A certificate forger violates all the rules and is their president. The world watched and saw that. Now your electoral umpire, INEC, is filled with the thiefnubu's loyalists, APC, Egbekegbe card carrying members. Like card carrying members of APC. They are the electoral commissioners for INEC. You saw the headline, you saw all of that, and everybody just move on. Your police, your military. I mean, this afternoon I shared a video where they were trying to empower a committee to stop the Nigeria service chiefs from using the money meant for defense, from using the money to
build university or use it for their own personal use. National Assembly is trying to empower a committee to beg the military chiefs not to use the defense fund. You don't have a country. That's one thing everybody should understand now. The achievement of these criminals is to monetize every problem. Insurgency, terrorism that started in Borno State has now enveloped the entire 36th state of Nigeria. People are dying left, right, and center because of these terrorists. And the criminals are boldly celebrating rehabilitated terrorists in front of you. Till tomorrow, they are still posting, their media are still posting repentant terrorists, repentant terrorists. You don't have a country. And that is why it is really, really very stupid to be asking for thiefnubu to reduce the price of food as your reason for going out there to protest or something. So if a pastor says the Lord will provide, the children of God will never lack. There is no amount of hardship in this country, the children of God will never lack. I mean, if you stone that pastor in that your church, God will even clap for you. Do you know that? Oh, you don't know? Okay, I'm telling you right now. Yeah. I've seen it before. I mean, what does that even mean? People are facing serious economic hardship. Somebody is standing in front of you talking about prosperity, spiritual prosperity that will lift you out of all the hardship. And to make the matter worse, they possibly are going to tell you, don't join them because protesters are going to destroy this country. They are going to burn properties. That is the stage 2, in case if you don't know. Stage 1 is to use religion. They are already doing it in the north. I'm using church now because that's what they will do in the south. You know RCCG now? People will travel without aeroplane. You will go to London without aeroplane. They have commissioned them too.
You won't need a car to travel. You won't need an aeroplane to travel. You will just say, I want to go to London. And you'll be in London. Whether you believe it or not, the time is coming when you won't.
Whether you believe it or not. Here is another fraud. It's a pandemic. Do you remember him? Mr. Patantami? It's a pandemic. Before Bukwari appointed him and he ended up, oh no, man.
Annabi tsira da aminci sabbata a gare shi yace duk ran da aka waye gari azzalimi zai yi zalunci ba wanda zai kalli idan sa yace kai zalunci yace cikin kasa yafi alheri da bayan kasar. Wallahi kada Allah ya nuna mana lokacin ran da Allah zai kawo ranar da za a yi zalunci a Najeriya, fantari ba zai ce an yi zalunci ba. Ya Allah ka dauki rayuwa ta kawo lokacin. Ya Allah duk ran da ba zan iya cewa an yi zalunci.
Ya Allah dukkan ka Nigeria, he was crying in front of the gullibles. This was before Bokuwari's. This was when they were grooming people for Bokuwari's change in northern Nigeria. He got rewarded. He became a minister. A terrorist became a minister in Nigeria, and he's not just a minister. He became the minister of communication, monitoring all the phone calls, text messages, emails, postal orders, every mean of communication that exists. He became the man in charge. They invested so much in so many spywares to spy on Nigerians and all that, but they never actually used those equipment to capture any of these terrorists who would kidnap people and then use the people's mobile phones to contact their family members for ransom. And because the terrorists were in charge of the communication, the business was running smoothly. They could track you. If you say something about Bokuwari at the time,
But the same software couldn't track the terrorists that were milking the citizens, killing them, harvesting their organs, and forcing them to sell their properties, to pay ransoms. Part of what actually wrecked a lot of people in northern Nigeria. So the tradition continues. There are other different people there now. The Minister of Defense is from northern Nigeria, Jigawa. The Minister of State for Defense is from Zamfara, Patawale. And the insecurity in northern Nigeria is being blamed on thiefnubu. They said thiefnubu has abandoned them. And these guys are now those who have hired their clerics in northern Nigeria to convince these people, please, don't let anybody lie to you, okay? President thiefnubu is doing so much. We know you can't see it yet, but it is a ram to go out there and join the protesters, because if you join these protesters, they will bring this country down. That's that's kind of messages you'll be hearing soon. If you are not hearing it, if you have not started hearing them, this is what they are telling them in the north. Meanwhile, because the political class in northern Nigeria, they wanted to use the people for the next election. Sure, you get. They wanted the people to wait till 2027. But they should stay angry. They should stay bitter, so they can use that for politics. But the problem right now is this. People that are talking about hitting the streets in northern Nigeria, they want to do it now. They don't want to wait till 2027. So, those who are on the side of thiefnubu, those who have received appointments, who are part of the air, those ones are paying the clerics to tell the people that thiefnubu will give them food. They are waiting for importation of food. Northern Nigeria will receive special treatment. They should not join any protest. If they join the protest, they will bring this country down. Enemy of Nigeria, they will destroy Nigeria. The other opposition, I'm talking about those ones who conspired to make thiefnubu president, and they lost out in the sharing formula, and they are regrouping right now, with the promise that they will take back the power for themselves. They want to do it next time, and if this protest should go on, there may be no 2027, and they cannot afford that. They want to milk the system, but not this way. These two agents in northern Nigeria right now, they are the forces that are trying to make sure that even if you see anybody come out to say having power in any part of northern Nigeria, they will not be enough to shake or change anything. All right? Also, the impression in northern Nigeria also is not that of the system has failed. They have been made to believe a Yoruba man is the president. And that is why they are now suffering more. You get that now? So some of them, they want thiefnubu gone. Maybe Shitty Man should be there. Why the remaining terrorists from northern Nigeria called governors, kleptomaniacs and criminals who are in charge of, who are their senators and reps, the criminals who are milking them, okay, they would possibly want them to remain, at least some of them. Or you need the ideology, all of you which they watch me from northern Nigeria, to prove to everybody that you are actually really ready and you are serious. It is not thiefnubu that has to go alone. All of your state governors, you need to, in fact, when you stage your protests, you stage them at the government houses. I'm not part of those organizing all these protests, so but I just want to make sure that everybody who is going to come across my video, they are going to understand that any fight at all, now fight, that a lot of you will prefer this way or that way, it should be done this way or that way. And because they don't do it your way or that way, you help to shut them down. Sure, you get that thing. So I want you to, those of you who come across my video, to know that it doesn't really matter right now whether they are going to prove that they were tired or not. Whether the government or the regime, the criminals are going to clamp down on them and kill them or not. That is going to be secondary. The first part is every time you try to badmouth it, every time you downplay it, you are indirectly and subconsciously doing the work of thiefnubu. And I need you to know this, you are doing it for free. Right now, there are millions, if not billions, of your Naira that are being mobilized across the states in Nigeria right now in order to discourage people from ever gathering at all. Talk less of gathering enough number that will force these people to panic. Here you get, they are paying people for it. So if you are going to tell people not to stand up, my friend, I don't believe in it. My friend, is all nonsense. My that you want to say. I just need to remind you that even though you are doing it because of your supposed bias, nothing will happen. I agree. Let's agree that nothing will happen. But do you know that when you keep saying that, you are doing a free job for thiefnubu and the people who put everybody in this mess? They are paying people to say that. But you are on social media, condemning it, saying how much is not going to happen, how much the people are useless, how the people can never come out. Like I said, you are saying them subconsciously because you believe it won't happen, but you know what you are doing. You are doing a free job for thiefnubu and gang. People, they collect 50,000, 100,000 to say that on social media right now. And they have been hired. There are others that have been hired to come out in Lagos and Abuja and say that Nigeria is fine. Everything is fine. So, do you see yourself? If you are not being paid for it, then maybe you are just a proud Nigerian. A proud idiot. Happy? Who is a proud idiot? A proud idiot is a typical Nigerian who lives in a dysfunctional Nigeria, where as it is himself, he is his own local government, mini local government. He provides his own housing. He provides his own security. He provides his own water, electricity. He provides his own medical care, and he provides the education of his own children, all paid for by a single person that's got nothing but to read about how trillions and trillions and trillions are being budgeted for the same thing, but he never had to see them. Then he turned around and he says, I am a proud Nigerian. And then you're like, God damn it, man. Or those ones who are like the patriotic Nigerians abroad. Those ones that every October 1st, I think that one is reducing now. Nigeria won't kill them, won't choke them, destroy them, change their destinies, and they decided to run away. And they found solace elsewhere, where they are more respected, treated with more dignity as a human. Now they found their bearing, comfort. Every 1st of October from Canada, they will go and look for green, white, green. Dress themselves like mannequins. Dress their children. Then they will begin to take a photo session. The patriotic Nigerians from abroad that will never live in Nigeria. I love my country. From abroad, though. I love my country. I want Nigeria to. Don't let us badmouth our country. They don't stop talking bad about your country. We should love our country from abroad I left my country from abroad. And I'm a patriotic Nigeria, won't weary. But they will never, ever, ever relocate anything they love back to that place. Ever, ever. No amount of racism, no amount of discrimination, no amount of profiling they suffer abroad. They will never return to the contraption. But they are going to tell you, you better don't destroy your country. You better don't let anybody tell you, Nigeria is the only country we have. I want where they have all the Canadian passport too. They have British passport too. Their children are they are Americans, so Germans, so European, right? They themselves, they've done everything to become citizens of elsewhere. But since Nigeria is just like a graveyard, where vultures go to, over, around, take a look at who you can take advantage of, who you can use as your house help, house slave, sex slave, and everyone you can cheat, where you can get away with so many things. Things that are their own fetish fantasies, where they live. Things that will send them to jail. It is only a lawless place like Nigeria, led by criminals, that they can get away with all of that. So why should that stop? Why? Selfishness, greed is why they don't want it to stop. Some of them are already fantasizing how to go and become governor there, to go and become senators, to go and become part of your ruiners. So they are displaying, I love Nigeria from abroad. While the rest of them inside the contraption, they are moving their families out of Nigeria. They are buying citizenship. They are buying passport for their families elsewhere. They do not believe in Nigeria. They do not believe in any future of Nigeria. But you and your children, you have nowhere else to go. But they said, asking for a better life, is that you want to destroy Nigeria. She Nigeria, well, all right, bye. In your own opinion, a lot of you are already dropping out of schools. People who finish school self, they suffer. Talk less of you that they are now telling you, our education has come. There are so many people that make it in life. They don't go to school. You too. God damn it. Well, you've got those that motivate you there too. MC Olueron is one of them. I mean, at least he didn't have to do much, right? You're a serious mentor. This is the future, right? And if you look at it very well, it is not looking good. But it's going to come. That future is going to come. And as for these guys, some of them will be gone. The consequences of all of this, right? A lot of us will live enough to suffer it. And that's why you were like, if they say, may God give you long life. Sometimes you have to ask that, please, God, add location. Because what is the point of having a long life in a place that is so assaulted, where the citizens have become so brutalized, their future mortgaged, children. I mean, it should break out, they say. However, here is one, how they are contributing to what will continue to impoverish you. And if you still flying the flag of a tribe, ethnic, and all of that, religion, I'll tell you their second, their second phase, if the religious bodies are unable to control you. Yesterday, I believe, Sheyi Makinde said something I played this afternoon, talking about this local government autonomy and all of that stuff, right? I've sort of said a lot on that. There is a party said here, people are suffering, there is hunger, and there is anger. It is about to manifest. I'll replay that.
Where's the, where are we going? So, just this money, as we are the commissioning place, they said, oh, okay, there was judgment of the Supreme Court, there's local government autonomy, financial autonomy, and all of that. And I will still say it. I think it's just a distraction. We must face the real issues that we have. And the issue that we have is we are not producing enough. We're not productive. Whatever it is that we're sharing in Abuja, which is what this FAQ is all about. Oh, okay. Whatever is in Abuja, share it to the local government. Is that our problem? Well, okay, maybe it may be a part of the problem that, yes, you want to have a value for what is being shared, but our real problem is productivity. How much are those local governments generating within their domain?
Productivity. How can you be productive when every investment they put into power is siphoned? Now they take all this, and then years later, they're still talking about, you know, we need to be productive. I've been hearing about Nigerian being a dumping ground for the rest of the world. Yeah, people go up and bring all kinds of things from all over the world, and they import them into Nigeria. But when all those cargo planes, you know, the ships or the vessels who are leaving, they all leave empty-handed. I've been hearing that for a long time. Not producing anything. How can you produce something that ordinary electricity generation and distribution is a big problem? Oil producing country that cannot refine our own crude oil, depending on importation. That is not life. And it will never change, ever. They award road contracts, they will never do it. One of them rode on the East-West Road. And that one is from the Bayelsa. See him ranting about the bad state, the terrible state of the road. People have died on that same road, though. Billions, hundreds of billions have been stolen on the same road. But just same talk. You see why, when I said entire system, including your state government, the House of Assembly, they all have to go when you're asking all of them to go. All of them have to go. And that is what you call revolution.
Go into the East-West Road. If that contractor does not have the capacity, please, Mr. President, hand over that road to the Niger Delta Development Commission. I was arranged to travel by air, and I told myself, those who are traveling on that road are Rivers people, are Bayelsa people, are Niger Delta people. And if they are suffering, let me go and see their suffering. And I couldn't believe what I saw today. Some people have been there for 1 week. Some have been there for 2 days. That is not the Niger Delta that we want to be. That is not the Niger Delta our forefathers dreamt about. And so I appeal particularly to our own son who is here representing Mr. President, to take this message to the President and let them act fast on the East-West Road. Thank you and God bless you all.
New sounds new, but it's all talk. And you know what Akpabiole said about the road as well? This is road that people use, right? And these guys have made so much money from it. The NDDC is talking about, actually had about 4 trillion naira looted. 4 trillion naira. 4 trillion naira. Akpabiole and co. That's a lot of money. It disappeared. You remember that probe when they were probing Akpabiole and they said,
It's okay, it's okay. Honorable Minister, it's okay, it's okay. Off your mic, off your mic. He said, including you. Everybody, we took care of everybody. And then one of the members of the committee probing the money, a lady, she said, what do you mean? What do you mean by you take care of it? What do you say? No, not you. Ask your chairman. Ask your chairman. He knows. He knows how we normally do it. Ask him. How many of you remember that video? I'm so sorry I didn't bring it. The last time I used the video, it got reported that I had to cut it out of my entire broadcast, so I never want to use it again. But it's always part of my opening. Whenever I opened up my program, I say, it's okay, Honorable Minister, it's okay. That's a Pabiole. 4 trillion naira was that money. That video was 4 trillion naira. The other guy, I can't remember his name again now. He collapsed. You remember that guy that had that attack? It was because of that money. It was because of this NDDC. It was because of the terrible roads in Niger Delta, healthcare system in Niger Delta. 4 trillion naira was just gone. Now, one of them drove on that road and was like, people have been there for 1 week. Some have been there for 2 days. Yeah, and all that. All talk. And here is another talk about the same road, though. There is no future in this. It is not sustainable. Even if you like them. When you look at all these things happening, your own life is also in danger. And if you think you can try and sort of survive anything, are you sure your own children can survive? What about other members of your family that could fall victim of any of the consequences of these actions? Have you ever thought of that? It's all right. Listen.
The East-West Road would have been completed under my tenure as Minister of Niger Delta under the last administration. But some stakeholders, particularly of Ogoni extraction, led a delegation to meet with the then President Buhari, to inform him that they did not want the Ministry of Niger Delta to complete the road. They wanted the road to be transferred to the Ministry of Works, at that time headed by my brother, former governor of Lagos State, Fashola. I was very shocked. We had just secured about 75 billion in our hand to conclude, at least particularly from Eleme Junction, when that came. And the president said, well, if that is what you want, so be it. Therefore, the road at that time was then transferred to the Ministry of Works that had no budget that year for the East-West Road. Even the 75 billion that we got from Sukuk could not be used. What am I saying? I'm saying it is Niger Delta that sometimes brings down Niger Delta. This summit must resolve to abolish the syndrome of PHD, which is pull him down syndrome. We must resolve to abolish that syndrome. From the day the Minister of Niger Delta stepped out of that road, no progress has been made to today. The Minister of Niger Delta inherited the road at 8%. And as at the time our brothers with some kings from Niger Delta came to insist that the money just released should not be used by the ministry, because they were afraid that the son of the Niger Delta was going to utilize the money in case something remained from there so that he would not make money. And it was also a son of the Niger Delta that convinced the then president to convoke that meeting in order to stop the man standing in front of you from completing that project. So it saddens me when the narrative, years after, is still about East-West Road. That should have been put behind us by now. Realizing, of course, knowing my antecedent as a man who could bring out water from the rocks in terms of transformation, like I did in Akwa Ibom State.
Nuisance Lele. He looted Akwa Ibom State of 107 billion naira. At the time he was governor, exchange rate in Nigeria was 198 naira to a dollar in 2015. Now, Akwabiole, if you use that to check what was the value of how much he stole, we are now talking about Akwabiole stealing over 500 or nearly $800 million. That's how much he stole as the governor of Akwa Ibom State. And the moment he went to bend the knee for Bukuwari, all of that was forgiven. And he was rewarded with the position of minister. He became a minister and stole more. Over 4 trillion disappeared. And there he was, talking about a 72 billion Sukuk loan that they got to repair the road or complete the road, right? And then some people in Niger Delta, no name, no nothing, they came, they said, oh, do not let Niger Delta Ministry construct this road. Give it to Ministry of Works. That's how they tell all this tale by moonlight, because they believe they are talking to stupid people, foolish people, who will never ask them to present anything at all. In fact, somebody was asking in the comments, where is the money now? Money to gone. There is no future there. Take a look at this one. It's not just the politicians. So there are other members of the private sectors that are milking Nigerians, and they are being protected by the criminal politicians in Nigeria. Here is a senator in Abuja engaging one private sector guy, right? On some money that government paid that was never really used for a project that was supposed to be for the benefit of the people. Listen to this.
Oh, when the Calabar Generation Company signed this agreement, when the Calabar Generating Company signed this agreement, I assume that the Niger Delta Power Holding Company was aware of it, right? Good. Now, I want to know, NDPHC, is Calabar Power Company the only generating company they own? So, when the capacity of that company started to go down, to take the gas, it would have made sense to find some other way for you, the mother company, to utilize the gas immediately, as opposed to pushing it to the federal government.
So it's all part of the systemic. Thank you very much, distinguished senator, for the question, and a very good question at that. It's all part of the systemic issues in the sector. There is no, in the eastern axis, the gas supply, gas transportation network, you don't have a loop of gas transportation network. The gas supply pipeline for Calabar is ready from point A to point B, from Aku Gas facility to us. But be that as it may, Aku Gas at some point did some retrofitting so that could make this gas get to Calabar, just to Aloji. I just mentioned that. And we had gone to NGIC, they couldn't fix what is left. NDPAC took its money to fix what is left on that pipeline to make sure we receive gas, that same gas from Calabar, from Aku Gas facility, so that both Calabar and Aloji cannot take that quantity of gas and we could easily consume that and even more. However, it's like I say, it's a mesh of network with different owners and different technical issues. We are on it. As I speak now, His Excellency the Vice President has scheduled a meeting tomorrow to be chaired by him with all the parties, all the different owners in the network. What to escalate it to him? All the different owners in the network to say, come, we have gas here. We don't have gas to generate at this power plant. We have more gas at this power plant. I want to use that gas at this power plant, but your network is impeding us. So let's see what can be done. So the meeting has been scheduled to hold tomorrow at the office of the Vice President. So we've been constantly on that. At a time working with Aku Gas, we were waiting even for, I don't know if I should say, for OB3, so that we can also, flow this gas to our Western plants that are crying seriously for gas. We have 5 power plants in the West. They are all crying for gas. There's no gas to generate. So it's a network issue. It's a gas pipeline issue, which is not within our control, but we are doing all we can with the relevant parties to see that the gas is flown to where possible. Thank you.
Talking about later, in the beginning, you see, part of the problem that I find with all due respects, civil servants and non-private sector, it's not your money. It doesn't matter what happens. If it was a private sector person, he would put all systems in place so as not to lose that money. Even if he has to attach small liquefying plants, they have small ones now, regasification plants, anything, he would do something. But because it's government, everybody lets it waste.
Honorable Distinguished Senator, from day one, I just told you the late Chief of Staff was on it. The JV IPPs who have the gas pipeline that could get their links up to NGSA line to get to Aloji from their facility did not allow us access. Why? Because Total had what they call domestic supply obligation for Aloji power plant. So they claimed exclusivity, but we said in the interest of the nation, we fought it. Distinguished Senator, I just mentioned to you that matter with Total was resolved in this National Assembly by your brother in the House of Representatives. I don't know if he's still there, Nicholas Mutu. I remember vividly. That was the first time I met him, but he came in, invited the parties, and that's how we resolve issues. However, they have left. We needed to do, and we have done all the connection works with our own money. We are not a gas transportation company, but just to tie to what you said, to make this work, we spent the money to make it work. However, there are still challenges with some privately owned part of the segment, and that we escalated to His Excellency the Vice President, and he has called everybody now.
Oh, when the Calabar Generation Company signed,
if Tinubu wins, all of you are going into John. That is God has spoken. Just let it go live. Let it go live as spoken. Just the way I've said it. Let me say it in English so that the world is understand. Okay, sir.
If Nigerians vote for APC,
Nigeria
will sink.
Tinubu
in poverty, and the economy will be in shambles. If the government of APC continues,
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah,
The video you watched, the engagement between the senator as well as the other man, if you don't understand, I will help you. Whenever somebody tells you that Nigeria had an accident, Nigeria had a problem, and that kind of thing they are talking about, you know that Nigerian electricity grid, national grid, has been suffering warapa, epilepsy. It has been epileptic like every now and then. Dakudaji. There are so many problems contributing to this. The first one is that in northern part of Nigeria, many of these power infrastructures, they are being destroyed almost on a daily basis by different terrorists, bombing some, cutting off some. It is that bad. In the southern part of Nigeria, they are suffering from what you can call the
gas scarcity. I don't want to use gas scarcity. I want to find something more descriptive. Because Nigeria no get oil, Nigeria no get crude oil, Nigeria no get gas. Shaking shalaye fún yín, I will shalaye. Nigeria is presented to the rest of the world as oil-producing country. Irọ́ ni o. Because Nigeria is the only oil-producing country in the world that doesn't actually produce its own crude oil. Nigeria no get ordinary pumping machine, borehole machine to pump 5-liter crude oil or drill and reach crude oil and start pumping. No. The criminals, your heroes past in Nigeria, your criminals past in Nigeria, they've always been rent takers. Royalty ni wọ́n gbà. That is why the people that are drilling the oil well in Nigeria, you go see the Italianos, you will see the Chinese, you will see the Germans, you will see the British, you will see Shell, Total, you will see all kind and some other names that are not so loud. These are the people who come and pay for the drilling of the crude oil, of the oil, and they will say this place is going to be called operating a platform, OPL, something they call it OPL. They will now name it OPL 20, OPL 140. So when they now dig, those ones will now tell them and say, we don't put meter inside though. This place that we just found oil, almost 1 billion liter did the place. So 1 billion, that's a lot. How long do you think you are going to, how many barrels are you going to be taking a day? Our machine will start taking maybe 500 barrels a day. It's okay, 500, okay, 500. You know, get big, don't you have bigger machines? The one that can take like, let's say 2,000 or 20,000. I say, no, we'll start small. So it's called oil prospect, okay? So we will stay here for 25 years. See, but you said 1 billion crude a day under the ground, Abi. So how much are you going to pay us? They say, well, because of our market value and our partners and our this or that, we'll pay you 30% of whatever we make from that place. So I wrote 30%, bow. You need to pay us more than that. Now, you said it's 1 billion. 1 billion by 1 billion cubic barrel. That's what we, but sometimes it may be more, it may be less. And as a business side, we need to be on the safer side, so we can't pay more than, we'll pay you this. That's what Nigeria has been collecting. And that is why Nigeria will remain poor. Nigeria is collecting just about 40% of the crude oil and gas being extracted from Nigeria. So they decided to now make laws that stays from that gas, from that crude oil, especially the gas. They are building gas plants to generate electricity. Obasanjo built 11 gas plants to generate electricity. And it's true, about 4 or so of them are in the southwest of Nigeria. So those power plants need gas to power them so that they can generate the electricity they will distribute to your houses. And this allocation of gas are supposed to come from these companies who have also set up their own refining this or that, where in the deal, as you are extracting this gas, you are going to give so amount of allocation to these plants to power them. It's a national thing. Sure, you get. And the problem right now is that the technical difficulties he's talking about is for this gas line or gas companies that are extracting the gas, paying royalty to Nigeria to fulfill their agreed allocation so that your power plant can have gas. Country will get gas. They beg for gas. from those who are investing in their gas sector. And when those ones turn off the gas tap, electricity is back by now. That's how they are running Nigeria. That is how they are running Nigeria. Oil producing country that is simply just a rent seeker. Nigeria waits for some of them sometimes to sell the crude oil. You see, when the companies that are taking the crude oil, when they extract the crude oil, put them here on their different vessels. And they are floating all over the international water looking for buyers. And that is why that's their AKK contract network to drill the crude oil from Niger Delta and pump it from there straight through the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and straight to Europe. That Nigeria will supply gas straight to the heartland of Europe instead of having to pump them, put them on the ship, and begin to sail them to America or sail them to all this part of the world. Why not just build a pipeline? Nigeria bought into it. The criminals in Nigeria, they called it a partnership. America invested nearly $20 billion. Nigerian criminals decided to go and borrow $6 billion. They call it AKK projects. See the dubious stuff there? All of these are put together just to ensure that the money from these places, Nigeria is getting the steady supply of their costs. Whatever anybody wants to use the resources, take them. Just take them. And give us our 40%. They are so selfish and greedy that they rely so much on the papers where they are writing their laws. For those companies that are extracting their gas and their crude oil to fulfill their own side of the deal and let them use their infrastructure to supply gas to Nigerian power plants. And once the company says, oh, we're having difficulties, we can't do that now, the rest of you can just go to bed in the dark. That is how they are running Nigeria. So if they tell you about any future, it's actually better to tell them there is none. Finally, they are talking about the local government autonomy and all of that stuff, right? But I said something about people who have no power to choose their own leaders. Elections were supposed to be, if elections are free and fair, they are supposed to be the reflection of the people's will. It doesn't matter if the majority chooses something bad, but let them choose. But where you have no real choice, then you have no power. And when you have no power, you have no will. And all of these they've been systematically taken away from you, from us, using fear, threat, intimidation, gaslighting, blackmail, just to shut you up. They had an election, local government elections in Delta State today. And these guys, who are Labour Party guys, right, they staged a protest. And their protest was to say, we want a free and fair election. In 2024, ladies and gentlemen, people can choose their representatives in Nigeria.
A large number of Labour Party supporters turned out for the protest. They protested from the Labour Party State Secretariat to the Delta State Independent Electoral Commission headquarters, DSEC. The party members voiced their demand for transparent and fair electoral process to ensure that the upcoming elections are concluded without manipulation.
Everybody can attest to the fact that ever since democracy in Delta State, only one party has been ruling in the local government area, as if other political parties are not participating in the same election. So before that time, result have already been written. So any other person who comes to contest is just wasting time. So that is why we are here to tell them enough of that. We are not running one party system. And we are not under military dictatorship, where people will dictate who should be. Any democracy is by election. They say democracy government of the people, for the people and by the people. So it's the people who should choose or elect or who should lead them. It's not by imposition.
About a week ago, you saw DSEC publish names of candidates, omitting our candidates. Now saying return unopposed, when they have rigged it when the election has not taken place. So definitely we knew that they were going to have meeting here today. We decided to storm this place to tell them that we will not take it any longer. Let them conduct the election. If they have all the money, they have all the strength, they have all the power, let them win. But for them to write this result, we will not accept it.
We want to prove the point that there's a paradigm shift. All right, there should be a paradigm shift. 2023 already marked a paradigm shift where the people spoke loud and clear. All right? Now, the fact that they were able to succeed to thwart the people's will at that time doesn't mean it will continue forever. And what we're trying to do with this election, that yes, it's a local government election. This time we're saying that democracy must start from the grassroots. Yes. Democracy must start from the local government. Yes. All right? The people's will must prevail.
The DSEC chairman and the state police commissioner assured the party of a free, fair and credible election with prompt provision of election materials and security men at all polling points.
I must assure you that you should be at peace. This commission is driven by the principles of equity, justice and fairness. And we are going to conduct a credible, free and fair and transparent elections. We will not compromise in any form.
Our assurance is very simple. We will provide the enabling environment for Deltans to come out and cast their votes. Our appeal is this. Please, when you are finished casting your votes, the rules have not changed. The same rules we use for the general elections are the same rules we are using. Cast and go home. If you are not going home, cast and stay by the side. Do not disrupt the process.
In Asaba, Joy Obiaziko, NTA.
The great youth of Nigeria. Great. 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 Greatest, 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 yo.
Yo. Greatest, the greatest, yo. So we're going to be hearing more of that, the greatest in these coming days. This weekend is like the what do you call that one again? Okay, not right. I want to say it is the war that is loading. And let me tell you something, except if you are one of those who are benefiting from these rots, or those of you who are dreaming to benefit from the rots, except for Jews, I don't think the criminals in Nigeria have the capacity to actually stop what is coming. It's going to happen. Now, what I can't really say is for how long. But I can say I wish it's there lasts longer enough to really affect any change, but it's going to happen. So the last stage of their plan, or the second phase, once your religious leaders fail to convince you, and some of you are still moving out, the next is going to be to bring on the thugs. And as we speak, with the level of poverty in Nigeria that has been so weaponized anyway, well, they won't be in short supply of enough thugs whose job is to come and arm you. They are already preparing. They are preparing to have a 15-day solidarity protest in support of thiefnubu.
And that will start from the 1st of August. There are many others cooking. Now listen, these particular ones who are like the thugs, they are the violent ones. Their job is to break shops. Their jobs is to attack you, start a fight. I'm saying this to all of you so that you know what you are up to. There is not going to ever be any peaceful protest. Don't deceive yourself. You need to be mentally prepared. And you must know, yes, you want a peaceful protest, Abi. The fault of it turning to violence is not going to be yours. They have to unleash violence on you to break your ranks. I heard people who are saying, the Igbos will not join them. Oh, you lie. The Igbos are going to join. You know why? Because the Igbos are the most traveled. The Igbos in Nigeria, they are those who have invested in Nigeria. The real people who have invested in Nigeria are the Igbos. I just don't understand how the political class in Nigeria succeeded in making you, the non-Igbos, who hate Igbos, to hate them. I don't know how they succeeded. Nigeria is a very, very divided place where a lot of us are very careful going outside our regions to live or work there, not to talk of investing there. We were kind of always being careful. People travel. You have Yorubas, Hausas, Igbos, Fulanis, Ijos, all of us scattered everywhere. But there are those who actually invested so much outside their region because they believe they are in Nigeria. And if Nigeria indeed is one, the real people who invested in Nigeria, who believe in Nigeria, are the Igbos. Okay, scattered all over the place. Then the second thing is, well, what seems to have been in their nature. Give me a circle. An average Igbo person will not really look away where injustice is taking place. Have you noticed? I don't know. That's why we are preaching to some of them now to stop putting themselves in every situation. Have you noticed that? It is their nature, something that they have actually misconstrued as they want to dominate. The political criminals have made you believe that the Igbos want to dominate you, when indeed most of them are just like not so used to looking away when things are wrong. Even when they are being profiled in Nigeria, yet it is still like, you know, subconsciously, they can't look away because the people they are trading with, put it this way, if you think the Igbos are not affected, you are wrong. Because the Igbos that have businesses all over the place, their customers, you will say, are people who are more than just Igbos, Abi, from their different business enterprises all over the country, right? They are dealing with everyday people, supplying them with everyday needs, and they watch their supposed fellow countrymen, customers, go through hell, lament and lost almost everything, and they are watching them dwindle so much economically. They have this conversation in their markets, in their shops, in the church, in your mosque. So if somebody says the Igbos should not join them, well, I understand your sort of skepticism or so, but the Igbos I know, they will join. The best advice you should give is that if you are an Igbo person joining any of these, please try and control that your we know they take cheating, we know they take nonsense thing that will kind of drive you in order to motivate others to something that will kind of put you at that spotlight. It is not preventive, it's unavoidable. It's the least advice you can give them. But with what is coming, if anybody tells you that the Igbos are not going to join, the lie. The Igbos will not lead it. That is more sensible to say. That they won't join, then you lie. Because a lot is cooking as we speak. And the ideal thing is never to help those who are spreading the hateful, divisive, tribal, ethnic rhetorics to keep you divided. Is never to help them repeat all these lies. Don't let them make it look like the participation of Igbos or any Easterner, for that matter, in challenging the bad governance or standing up anywhere, okay, is the wrong thing to do. It is not. Do not help them repeat it. But being part of it, strongly I encourage it because it's going to happen. And it can only succeed if everybody stop playing the card of the card they are dealing you, the tribal card, the ethnic card, the religious card, and every other card they are dealing you. It's actually time for you to never help them or join them. They are little biases, irrelevant, but they are very, very potent and very powerful. A lot of people have been swayed. You see, even you just staying away alone, not wanting to say anything about it because you don't want to kind of like downplay it. That too is very effective. Stay away. Don't add your voice. Don't amplify it. Condemn those behind it. In fact, stick, try your best to cherry pick them. If this, and that is part of it, me, I'm not interested, though. Oh, if this, and that is there. Oh, it's a lie, yo. Do not do that, please. Because what you'll be doing is that you will be doing all of that for free. Something Tinubu is paying people to go and say. You are doing it for them for free. Subconsciously. Think about that. I'll leave it at that. And then we will take calls, okay? Thank you so much, dear E82. I keep calling you E82. You need to change the name and put something more like that, but it seems to be your logo too. So thank you. Here is the Empress. Empress is up there tonight with us. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mayegun, for all you do. Many are well informed and learning more about Nigeria politics. God bless you. And God bless you too, ma'am. Thank you. So I'm going to go on a short break. Then we're going to take our calls, okay? If you want to be part of that, the number is right there on your screen. Use it. Next month, from the 23rd of August to the 25th of August, we have this plan, we have this wish to see how many Yorubas, even if you are living in the UK, it should be easier for you to join us. Yoruba Union Summit. We need to take this beyond social media alone. We need to get physical. Something is cooking, and you should be part of it. You should congregate with people of like minds. You should have a room filled with people that you have the same ideology with, the people that you are comfortable sharing your visions with. All those ideas. You can join us, right? The ticket is available to everyone who wants to be part of it, as well as those of you who are, possibly just going to join us, via other link and all that. Thank you. I'm going to see you soon. I will just take a short break. And when I get back, we will take calls. It's up to you now.
Thank you so much, everyone. Now I'm trying to kind of get to get the line back. Somehow it seems to be acting up for now. Okay, so if you are trying to get it through, keep trying. Okay, please keep trying. I'm going to try and fix that. Indeed. So I'm gonna. Yep.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdò. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdò. Ayégun ti dé ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Lówó bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún dá wa sí. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀.
So I think I possibly have fixed that. Let's see if that solved. Hello there.
Mayegun Baba. This is Show Baba.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening.
How are you, sir?
Well done, Mayegun. I appreciate your consistency. It's not easy. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job, Mayegun. Well done. I've been trying and I got you at last.
Finally, I know. Thank you very much.
Ekushe. Ogaju, Mayegun. Thanks for keeping us updated all the time. Hello, Mayegun, can you hear me?
Baba, you are thanking me, and I'm like, okay, I'm just like waiting for what is next, but it's like you're not hearing me, or are you?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I can hear you very
great,
well. Loud and clear.
Because I want to be sure that, because all this, all of that, I've heard that, and I'm like, okay, and I don't know if he's hearing me, because you keep repeating that as well. So I'm glad you can hear me. Yeah, thanks a lot, indeed. But yeah, I'm waiting for your reaction about this tonight, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. Loud and clear.
Baba. Nice one. Clear. In fact, honestly, I was just like, okay, I'm not even sure if he's hearing me, and okay. So here we are.
Loud and clear.
You have everybody can hear you now too. Please.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
That's very good. The thing is that you see, Nigeria is just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. The way you normally used to say it. It's just a matter of time. People are really tired. Things are getting worse by the day. I just don't know. I don't know. We have like 3 refineries. No any refineries refining crude, Mayegun. It's so pathetic.
Billions of dollars, that they said
Mayegun is so pathetic. It's so worrisome. It's so disheartening, Mayegun. I must tell you. Very painful. You see, some of these European countries, Mayegun, I think they have what Nigeria have. Mayegun. Europe Mayegun.
If they have access to all of this, they will block everywhere. None of us will have a chance to come in here.
I'm telling you, 100%.
They will protect it from the rest of the world. That's share this. It will finish soon.
Mayegun, just imagine, we have crude oil in abundance.
Yes, sir.
But we are not refining it. They will not take this crude oil out to these European countries.
Yes.
One refining, they would take it out at a very cheaper rate. One refining, at exorbitant rates.
That's how they are running it. How can that be a future of a country? How is that like something anybody will be comfortable with, Baba?
Mayegun. In fact, only agbara. You know, they used to tell me that traveling is part of education. Not until I left Nigeria.
It's true.
And I started saying things. Elizabeth line, 115 billion pounds project. Show me no Elizabeth line. I don't know I think more to do in Nigeria. Opportunity.
when you now look at all those things, and they say it's 15 billion pounds, like you said, right? And you're like,
yeah.
This is so great. 15, how much did you say it is? 15 billion? Or how
Yeah,
much
15 billion, 15 billion.
How much did they say Bokwari printed? $50 billion. That should be about 20.
Imagine,
if they took just $20 billion from that 50 billion they printed, that means they will comfortably build Elizabeth line in Nigeria that can link the east to the west concept.
100%.
But where is that money today?
Yeah.
Gone.
Where is it? I didn't mean that they are even stealing this money. I didn't mean they are stealing this money, to fix our healthcare, infrastructure. At least you see that things is working, Okay, imagine now in UK here, or even in America. In the next 5 to 10 minutes, ambulance still running, man. I'm just looking at some people.
Sharply. First, you will
okay, let me.
Police will be there in about 2 minutes max. In order to quickly call the guard and all of that, and ambulance will be there in about 5 minutes. You collapse on the road. You better collapse you may collapse in the house and wait for 1 hour, 2 hours before they come for delay.
My wife. Okay, let me just okay, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that that one is like automatic. You collapse in Nigeria, they go say give them butter, give them coke.
I'm telling you this night that the UK health system is among the best health systems in the world.
No doubt.
The experience. Let me give you the reason.
Most, you know that too. Now UK,
my wife gave birth.
Now they complain most.
My wife gave birth March, 2nd of March this year.
Congratulations, Oba.
Thank you very much, Mayego. We are at home. Our Nili Ibati labor shamo. We called ambulance. They are on phone with me, Mayego. They just asked me our postcode. I'm on phone with them, Mayego. Next thing they will tell me that they are downstairs. I was like, wow. They are downstairs.
See, like you,
already wanting more.
Your lives in Nigeria for so long. That is something.
I was like amazed. Less than 10 minutes. They've already know my postcode. They've asked me my floor number, everything. They just next thing I'm just hearing, they are ringing the bell. Next thing, third floor, they are in my house. Ambulance land. At the hospital.
Like that moment.
When she want to deliver, I'm there. I saw my baby. I'm the one that used scissors to cut my child's umbilical cord.
Wait now. There's something I want you to bring out of there and say. The moment the ambulance came in, did you not notice that you are not really scared or worried that your wife is about to have a baby?
In fact, the confidence, the happiness and confidence is 100%.
Like that, like no fear, no nothing. You're just feeding your time.
Yeah, but Alhamdulillah, she's in a safe hand.
So why can't we have that in that place? Why?
Let me bust your bubble again. The ambulance man, when we are on our way to the hospital, the man was even playing with me that if the baby comes out, he's going to catch it. One of the paramedics. He's saying, that it happens like a month. Yeah, making my wife happy, making me happy to cracking us up. He said like a month ago that a lady wanted to deliver that. They just came to the house like this. That on their way, that the lady delivered on the way in the ambulance.
I mean, that happens
in the ambulance. Okay.
I know.
After my wife finished delivering, Timogi umbilical cord. Come and look at doctors. More Chinese, more India, more different countries, doctors. I was just like, hey, if
not Nigeria, if not Nigeria,
they go push you outside. They will chase you outside.
Wait, you go call ambulance, or somebody go call ambulance. Ambulance don't take mistake there outside. Now you go to ask the neighbor, why did you call ambulance? I don't get money to carry any. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
At least they will say, God knows how much this one will cost you.
To use ambulance, take your wife to go give birth, right? How much did that one cost you?
Bayegu, let me now bust you again. Yeah. Bayegu, my son was asking me one day that Daddy, what is mosquito? I'm 4 years old. Money, mommy, all I need your mosquito.
Amen. Amen.
You know, you're talking about malaria. I watch your afternoon broadcast. You talk about malaria, the Africa that people are still suffering from malaria. More relate or more around. I'm 4 years old. Don't be me, Daddy. What is mosquito? Killing the mosquito.
I'm saying never got malaria.
Mosquito jẹ last.
Thank you so much, Baba. Let me take another one.
If I keep talking, am I going to the conversation? Let me just give someone else opportunity. God bless you. Take care.
Thank you so much. Okay. And send me where to the.
You're welcome, Baba.
We want. Is that a boy or a girl?
It's a girl. It's a girl.
Lucky you, man. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah,
have a good one, Baba.
You're welcome, Baba. Yeah.
Now I have another caller on the line. You two can be part of that, okay? And after the greetings, let's go straight to it so we can have more and more people on there, all right? Hello.
Hello, Mr. Mayegun.
Good evening. Good evening to you. How are you?
You know, a very quick one. You know this, they are talking about crude oil. There's no crude oil in Nigeria. All these companies, they've already bought them. That's why all these Niger Delta people, they have to tap from the ones that are supposed to be, that are expected to have been sold. Right? So and then it is only the government that knows about it. It is them, the government, they are stealing what they've agreed to have sold, right? To all this.
People need to understand that Nigeria is not really the owner of the crude oil.
Exactly.
Most of it have been sold and the money have been collected.
Yes,
you know?
Because àwọn ọmọ tí ò rọlárí, àwọn Nigerian don't put on elite, they've sold it for little. That is what Qatar and all these Arabian countries never did, because they have pride, because they have value, because they have culture, they know who they are. They don't sell things, they don't, that is their right, and it should be valued in the highest
birthrights, that they cannot let anybody just retire away.
Yes, but Africans have sold theirs, especially these Nigerians, right? And it's all because it is Nigeria. It's the contraction, because nobody really cares. The only tribe that I would say, I'm not being, this is not about tribalistic, but the people who are more industrious in Nigeria, who believe more in Nigeria, are the Easterners. Okay, anybody who makes religion or whatever up, they are not projecting what is called one Nigeria, right? Although I don't, for me, it is either way. If it's Yoruba Omodua one, I'm okay with it. If it's Nigeria one, as long as everybody are all right, well, I'm okay with it. But as it is now, Nigeria doesn't have oil, right? They don't have oil. They've already sold it. That's why they're stealing it. That's why they are stealing it. Yes, they've sold it all. That's why they are stealing it, because it doesn't belong to them again. So, and somebody are enabling that.
Yes.
Right? Those are the secrets that these people, these gangs, don't want leaking. But who is gaining from it if you don't want that secret to leak? It's them. Because if you eventually let everybody knows about it, everybody will sit tight, they will work, and there won't be any wastage anymore. Right? But as it is now, things have gone, bulaba. Completely gone out of the.
I know. Thank you so much.
Yes. So there's something else I want to say, but I think I forgot. Anyway,
I'm so sorry. Right? Anyway, we'll have to take that up next time. Okay, let me take another one then.
Yes.
Bless you, man. And here is another caller. Hello.
My good general.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Good evening. It's Ferdinand from Newcastle.
Good evening to you, bro. Ferdy from Newcastle.
You're part of this tonight again, Baba.
Yeah, I am. First of all, I would really like to thank you for what you've been doing. I love the wonderful job you're doing. The consistency is something that's like your sense of judgment. You know, I see the way you try to fish out people who are tribal bigots or who try to like their narrative and agenda for calling. I really want to commend you for that because
right?
exactly
People's prejudices, okay? But sometimes projecting some of them in a way that is injurious to others. It is time for us to stop them now.
Exactly. So I'll just quickly go straight to the points because I like making use of my time so others can call. I was listening to the broadcast a few days ago. You made mention of about the young man who killed himself because of 50,000 naira. That is yeah, that is so sad, my ego. I wept when I watched that broadcast. A full-fledged man killing himself because of 50,000 naira. My ego, 50,000 naira is like 25 pounds now. It's like 25 pounds now. 1 pound now is over 2,000 naira, and I'm waiting to hear from the CBN to know the cost and the magic they could actually do this time around. It's so shameful, my ego, that things has gotten this bad. It's almost as if the whole thing is telling on us that are in diaspora.
It is so.
I sent today is the 14th or 13th. Today I sent back home 500 pounds. I was credited 1 million naira and I distributed it to my relatives. It did not even go anywhere. Like it wasn't like it was as if I shared them 100k because the cost of living and everything has gone up. It was so sad, my ego. That brings me to one of the.
You go to the next one, right? This is what it is for an average person in that place. Okay, now Ferdinand. There are those of us who are still in Nigeria, well, working or business and all that, that used to be able to take care of the extended family and all that, right? Now, they are there in Nigeria today. They themselves are looking for help. Okay. Now, let's assume somebody who is earning 500,000 naira. How much do you think they can spare to help anybody in this same economy? If somebody like you will live abroad would have to cough out 500 pounds, God knows how many times you have to do that in a month, right? Maybe once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. It's all up to you. You can tell, right? Imagine somebody who is now earning 500,000 in Nigeria. How are they really surviving?
They are not surviving. The worst part, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I sent 1 million naira. I transferred the money to my account. Then from my account, I was distributing it to them. Some 200, some 300, some 100. And it's as if I was just sharing like 1 bag of rice or like I don't know, like I was sharing biscuits. It wasn't even as if I was just giving them money, because in the next 2 months now or 1 month, I'm going to start receiving calls. So it's as if the whole thing is even kind of like hitting me so hard as if I'm in Nigeria.
And it also messes up with your mental health too. Imagine you're working. You can't put money away. Yeah, you can't put money away. Black tax is taking it from you. And it keeps getting worse back there, which means the worse it becomes, the more you're going to have to cough out more money. What happened to your own mental health? What happened to your own health? People need to see that too, though. Freddy, continue.
Yeah, look, my since I came in I've almost been in this country for like 5 years now. I've stopped posting pictures on Facebook, because whenever you post something on Facebook, people kind of like try to use that medium to like inbox you seeking for help. So I completely deactivated my Facebook, because I can't play Jesus Christ to everybody. I can't save everybody. That is just the truth of it. Because in the UK here, I also have bills and other things to pay. You see what these people have done? They've completely ruined the country, and that country is going to crumble faster than we even think, because
peaceful protest. How you want to tell hungry people to peacefully protest? What's peaceful about
there won't be a peaceful protest. And my is quite disgusting that I was watching the interview of Senator Ndume when he told these people, look at what is happening. And instead of taking blame, they say it's the work of the opposition. What the hell? Like, can you imagine that kind of response?
You heard that too, right?
Like, everything in Nigeria is politicized. People are dying of hunger. Things are expensive. You're devaluing the Naira, devaluing people's efforts, and people are crying and lamenting. And you're saying it's the work of opposition. What kind of response? When are these people going to stand up and take up at least blame for one day?
They won't.
Like in Nigeria, it's as if it's like an abomination to take blame and say, this is our fault. We are sorry. We are going to fix it. Even if you're lying to the people, at least just say, this is our fault. We are sorry and we are going to fix it. And stop blaming it on the opposition, the past administration, blah, 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 blah. They are all full of excuses. And that country is going to crumble. It's crashing sooner than we expect. It might not even be the revolution. These greedy bastards will tear it themselves because of the quest for power. They will tear it down themselves. And this protest, I see it as more of a revolution in disguise.
It is cooking.
Because,
you see, when people say, we all agree that a revolution has to be spontaneous, okay?
Yeah,
however, different places with different scenarios and all of that. What Nigeria needs is a spark.
Yeah, it has to start from somewhere.
These rogues back to life, or just keep them out of life totally. Because you see, you cannot continue like this, right? It's not possible. You can't sustain it. Even if you don't want any protest or you don't want anything, and some of you don't want, you cannot stop. You can't prevent it. It's going to break out.
You can't.
And if it's not coordinated,
you can't prevent it. Yeah.
It's going to be bloody. Don't let anybody lie to you. So when you people coming out and say, come out, come out, come out, there's a few who are trying to sort of give it a purpose or direction. What will happen in Nigeria is not going to be coordinated and it's not going to be peaceful. I'm just being honest.
Of course.
Ready, help me.
Of course. Yeah. And Amaegu, what you said about duplicating offices and embezzlement is just the truth. This Ministry of Livestock that Tinubu is creating is supposed to be like a department under the Ministry of Agriculture.
It's actually there. It's there. They are just removing it now, giving it a whole ministry.
And also, he already has the record of the highest number of cabinets in the history of Nigeria.
48 ministers.
You get it? So these are some of the things, creating offices that are idle, but drawing money from the account of the government and lavishing it. There is no system of accountability. You and I live in the UK. You know that every Wednesday is Prime Minister question time. The Prime Minister has to stand 30 minutes and face serious questions from opposition, not from his party, from opposition party, leader of opposition. They fire him questions. He has to give an account of how he's running the government of the UK every week. In Nigeria, we stay months, years, no system of accountability. Everybody does whatever they want. That's why Nigerian politicians, no matter how rich they are, they cannot afford to live overseas. Do you know why? Because there is law and order here. Because you cannot actually use the police or the military to intimidate or harass anybody. Here, if you have 6 cars, 5 cars, 20 cars, you all pay taxes for them, national insurance for them. You all make sure that you service them at the appropriate time of the month. You get MOT for them. So the cost of having too many cars here is quite expensive, let alone flying private jets. So that kind of corruption that runs in Nigeria is not going to allow them, which they are so used to, it's not going to allow them to live overseas. That's why no matter how rich they are, they all prefer to live in that contraption, that slump.
And just opt out
you get it
for their medical checkup.
They just come here for their medical checkup and then they go back. Just keep up the good work you're doing, Maegu. Thank you very much for your time.
God bless
I appreciate it.
Okay, and for your contribution as well. Right. Okay, stay safe, man.
You're welcome.
Now that's Ferdinand from Newcastle. Here is another caller. Hello there.
Hello, my Baba, the gladiator.
Preacher son, is that you?
Yes, sir.
Good enough that you make it to the program tonight.
Well, even though I'm actually a very passive observer, I watch every show. I don't miss any. But it's just not in my part to always call. I love to observe from behind the scene.
That got you to be like, you know what, I'm going to call tonight. That happens sometimes.
Well, yes. Thank you
say,
so
oh, I
much.
love what my going saying. I mean, you get the heart, just say, I'm going to call it. So I must have.
I mean, I've always, you know, appreciate everything you're doing.
Thanks so much.
And that's, I'm saying that in all sincerity, you know, because you're welcome, sir. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for listening to the calls of the ancestors. And there's something they say about passion and purpose. It goes hand in hand. I want to believe you are living in your purpose to be the liberator to be one of the light bearers for our generation. And they say once you find your purpose, you discover your purpose. There's always that tremendous passion for you to live in that purpose. And this is a call of appreciation, just to thank you, because we are not too good about giving our people their flower when they are still here. And, one thing I believe about emancipation is that none but ourselves, like one of our forebearers, Bob Marley said, none but ourselves can, liberate our mind. I resonate with one of what one of our elders I called this morning said about, raising the armies of conscious people, which is exactly what you have been so consistent about. And like I said, this is a call of appreciation. You might not really understand the magnitude of your reach. I know when that time comes, which is it's so near. It's so cloudy right now that everybody's beginning to see the reality of, especially few of us that are fortunate to live in diaspora, like my brother that I just called, extending the hand to people back home, and you still feel that you are not doing enough. And I will wrap up by quoting one of the quotes of one of my mentor, which is Honorable Mosiah Marcus Garvey. He said, there is no solution to this problem until we ourselves strikes the blow of liberty. Maegun the Gladiator, may the ancestor continue to bless you with good health. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Yes, sir. You have a good one, okay? That's a preacher's son. One of prominent members of the Yoruba Union, who happen to be one of the blessings to our union. I have another caller on the line. Please, if you really haven't paid your offering is to like this broadcast, and it is right there under the video. Just go under it and just like it. And then if you look at far right, if you look to the right under the video, you will see share. You can share that too if you haven't. Okay, thanks a lot. Here is another caller. Hello there.
Hello, my good general.
The Prince.
You are the big masquerade, Baba.
Prince Jejeman, representing
IPOB for life. Baba.
That's my man. How are you this evening, sir?
Baba, they're fine. No, I'm not shaking. No. We only believe in positive. Negative, no be our portion, Baba. Well done. No. Thank you for your good work.
Thank you.
Yeah, Tukano Mike in the miss. He's not missing at all. You are doing a great job. Person will say you are not doing a great job. Now win be a wizard. Yes, so I confirm, Baba. I tell you.
Thank you.
Well done. Yes, Baba, we will continue to talk because they say confession brings possession. So we'll continue to talk until something go happen.
And something
You
will
know,
happen.
and anybody who says something not go happen, that person, you see they sleep.
No, ain't go day here, witness some happen. All right. Because they say seeing or believing. No be so.
Not so. Not so, Baba.
He says some people don't go believe until they see the signs and wonders. Some things will have to happen for some people to believe, say, wow. Truly.
Not so, now.
Not so. There will be the sign, there will be the wonders, and there will be signs. They say there will be signs. Some of us are beginning to see the signs. Some people want to see it properly before they believe what we are saying. It's going to happen. It will.
Not so, Baba. Not so. It's happening already. It's happening. Everyone of us, everybody out there, make na open on our ear, make na hear am. It's going to happen. Things our Nigerians have woken up. Every Nigeria eye they open now. You know, one person called. He was saying that talking about the Elizabeth line. Baba.
At least you took me through the line the last time I was in London. Remember?
Yes, Baba. Yes, we entered the line. So very cool, beautiful line. So you see, Baba, Elizabeth line na small to waiting this money where these people they thief. The money where these people they thief. In fact, Dubai not supposed to fine past Nigeria. If nobody's thief, our people don't understand what thing they happen there, sir. You know, that's why Amechi go talk, everybody go still keep quiet. They don't understand the destruction where these people they do.
They don't understand that.
And you see the worst thing where they do our people. Our people, you know, say politician after they don't destroy the society finish. The next people where they go hand over, they remain into rehabilitation at church. I getting me. Baba, I won't tell our people one thing because you know there's a lot of things you said today, and you are trying to tell them the advantage and disadvantage, and they do and they don't, and what they are going to look out for, and what they are going to the way they are going to manage the protest. You see, Baba, you know, if you put eye ground on very well on the ground, you see what Nigeria, the devil call Nigeria. You know, a lot of 419, old 419 in Nigeria, a lot of them have turned into fake pastors and they've opened churches. Especially, they are more in Pentecostal churches, more. I don't say no original pastor no there, but they are more in Pentecostal churches. Because in Pentecostal churches, if once you start to speak in tongues, they believe that yes, this one is the fire one. Everything they are saying, everything you are saying, they don't know the one. Nobody is differentiating the one which is witches and wizard speaking in tongue, and one will be Holy Spirit. Baba, what I want to say is this: our people should watch out because these churches are the people that they will tell you calm down because of their tithe and offering, especially tithe. That is the reason why most of all these 419 that went to Bible school, they learn how to configure words.
Go any Bible school. They just go online and then you know they know how to quote this Bible, watch some YouTube videos of how to do miracle and all of that. Then boom, church. I don't understand.
That is another part, Baba. You get it. You see, some of them they will start to do arranging of miracle. Once they begin to do arranging 3, 4, 5 times, people will be rushing. And the next thing is to tell you that look, your problem is witches and wizards from your village. You don't have problem. Their problem is Nigeria. Nigeria is their problem. Nigerian criminal politicians. If you have a good government, you see all these 419 churches that are full Nigeria, many of them will disappear. If you are sick, you can easily go to hospital. You hear somebody saying that he was called on phone
ambulance is already in front and is in front of his house. That is a system that is working. A lot of women die through pregnancy because of what? There is no money to take their wife to hospital.
Medical attention.
Even if you know that because of ordinary malaria, thousands of people are dying every day in Nigeria. Ordinary malaria that is not
malaria you call ordinary like that.
I know that this infection is more deadly. Malaria is many countries
because it's not
have
preventable. You know what they did here now? They treat all the waterborne stuff, and then I don't know how they did it too.
I think there's a way they crossbreed the mosquito and all the one that gives malaria parasite. They all disappear. You understand? Yes, now it's very easy to do if Nigeria is a country. It's
Sometimes
very easy.
I wonder, say, how come I day outside like at night and there's no mosquitoes? And for a while, like it took me a while before I just stopped myself. Like, oh Benny, you know, you kind of imagine how come this one. You know, another thing that I keep wondering how they succeeded in doing is how they managed to get snakes out of our grass and our field and everywhere. No matter where you go, you know, go see snake anywhere.
You know, go see snake. Yes, it's true.
Enter bush. Like correct forest, you know, go see snake anywhere. How did they do that? And these are the things that are killing and deadlier to people in a place where there is no access to medical care and all of that, okay? So if you are wondering about mosquito, me, I wonder about snakes sometimes. Like, how come there is no snake everywhere? I don't know how they did that. Prince JJ man, but they did.
In fact, if we begin to talk about Nigeria, you know, we will sleep and wake up, we will still not finish about the matter.
Better, and they will never get the better until they until they take it. Don't even ask for it.
Another thing, Mayego, is this protest that is coming up. If Nigerian people are serious, they will see us abroad during ESAS, where they started. We also started abroad.
And now everybody reacts too.
And the whole world, the attention begin to spread.
And now we show the world and tell the world what's going on in that place. But if you are not willing to do anything in Nigeria, nothing we do here will change anything, because the problem is there. The criminals are there. Deal with them there. We will tell the rest of the world about what they are doing to you. But yeah.
Amechi have told them. Amechi is one of them. Former looter too of Buhari, the one that was building a railway to Nigeria. Why Nigeria doesn't have a railway?
Railway to the commercial hub.
That guy, he have already told Nigerians, if you don't stone us, he included himself. That's one thing I like about him. He included himself in the stone that we rain. He said, if you don't stone us, we will not stop thieving.
Yes.
So if it's up to Nigerians.
Yes. After he said it at the Freedom Park Ojota, far back in 2014. Yeah. 2014. Now he became a minister, 8 years minister. He joined them in looting and destroying Nigeria to what it is now. Now he's back telling them again, others will do worse because you won't stone us anyway. So yeah.
Amayego, finally, they should be aware, because police do disguise themselves to join with Agboro and form their own front of protesters. The people
that encouraging you to, hey, everybody, come. Let's go to that shop. Everybody, come. There's something there, we can break it. They are policemen. All they need is to see you break into a shop, and they can see that's the reason why they are shooting all of you, because some people are already breaking into shops. There's so much to unpack. Prince.
So anyone that is telling you let's go and break shop, know that it's part of them. Police
just know that
and
they are those hired to come
hired this thing. and just if you know, you identify them. First of all,
them, hold them, tie their hands and legs.
Exactly. Protest on them first before you march forward.
Yes.
Okay. And this police or the army, you know them, they live among us. We know ourselves.
Yes.
So if one person just discover, say this one a police or a SS, so yeah, tell others, make them grab and hold them for ground. Yeah, because this protest is no be say no mistake, no gambling on it. Is their
don't
destiny.
let anybody use any tribal this thing to kind of continue to push you, because some of you don't know that those who are using them, they also want to try and break you, make sure it never happens. There are those who have placed bet that nobody, all of them are out, it no go happen.
Exactly.
Now,
exactly.
you have to make
Church,
sure that go on, Baba.
Church, mosque, nobody they buy fuel less. Make no sense correct.
No.
Nobody they buy bread less.
No.
No let anybody come tell you say you be Yoruba, you be Igbo. No Igbo or Yoruba or Hausa where they buy bread or Gary less.
Nobody.
You understand? All these people criminal and all of everybody, they know no tribe. Everybody they put inside this wahala. Right. Our children, they don't borrow money for our children ahead where they no go fee pay. No. You understand? If you no resist unto blood, slavery will never end. You must resist unto blood before you get your life back. So we congratulate on now, we support on now.
I will go to watch you now and we'll give our support again beyond just the walls. But we want to see you reject what is wrong first. Because there's no Messiah coming to save anybody. You have to save yourselves. All of you.
Now so, Baba, well done, Baba. God bless you.
And you too. You have a
Keep
good
up the good work.
Bless you.
And you too, Baba. Bye.
Oh, hang on. I think we just I was going to put somebody on there, but it dropped off. So I think it's back. Let's see. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Mayagu.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, bro.
Good evening, sir.
Today, from your program today, man, I never wanted to call in, but you said something, and since that time you said that thing, you said it like 30 or 40 minutes ago. The thing has been striking my mind, you know.
And what is that?
You said something about this pipeline, this gas pipe that they are laying from Nigeria to Europe. You know, the first time where we will be Mugu now for Nigerians, because all of Nigerians now Mugu. Some of them are people are shouting, yeah, it's development, it's good. Yeah, it's a good project. It's a good project. This Abino, spokesman to Tinubu after Buhari, he came and said, that's one interview, his mouth was so sharp. He was like, yeah, this project is going to use some money. We're going to do it from now. You know, Mr. Buhari is going to do it, blah, 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 blah. Now, from what you just said now,
yes,
I begin to say, what is going on, Bayegu? So it's just like laying this pipe, no meter, direct to Europe.
Yes, whenever they say they pump, they're waiting them pump with that. They can't give Nigeria 40% of that.
That is what is going to my head now, because once you said it, I started thinking about this.
All these sheep, people, you know, sheep can sink. All those, they want to take all of that away. Once they open up for Niger Delta, they don't load their tank in Italy, in the UK, in Germany, across Europe,
as they are doing
like
it,
that.
And as they are doing it to oil sector, they are doing it to diamond and gold, also in North, because so they now use NGO that side, be taking direct. Boko Haram are striking for them, clearing way for them. They will go and pick up their things, and they put pipe now. Pipe is going straight to Europe from. Man, we are gone.
So all this they come and take our resources. They don't have to come anymore. Okay.
They don't need to come. They just stay in their bedroom.
Wherever they put the collection points, everybody will just plug their own pipe. What do you call it? The Eastern Europe, plug your pipe for gas. Western Europe, plus your own for crude oil. And remember,
once they succeed,
that, this is just to save themselves from Russia too. Don't forget.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you now. Once they succeed now,
once they succeed, that time we will see the real terrorists inside Nigeria. Right. Because once they get it, they will make sure that Nigeria will never be together again. It's unfortunate. You know. So another thing is that from what this gentleman said, yesterday I was going through my phone. I saw in a one church, one ministry. You know our people, when you talk about church, they think you are antichrist. When you talk about the damages churches are causing, they think you don't like God, or we hate God, or we don't want to associate ourselves with God. They will be
using God, and they need to.
Yeah, you know. I saw this video. One minister that is reading now. They call him Ebuka Obi.
Right.
I saw a little boy about 6 years old in that ministry. The small boy was he now turned his eyes the way the man he always do, you know. So he was like dancing, and the music is there, all this prophetic faith prophetic soundtrack. So people were under the comment section, under the video, people were writing, next prophet, God has done it for us. These Mayegu. In abroad, when adults come, when children come, when they look at your IQ, they will ask you, they have option. If you can learn through watching pictures, you can learn through videos, or you can learn when people talk to you. Are you learning when somebody stand at the back? This option. So this small boy is another genius. He's smart. For him to be there with that age and be looking at that man, copying that man, and his parents and people are there saying, God is doing a great work. We are gone. It will take time. As I'm talking to you now, one of my
Baba, Nigeria is
as I'm talking to you now, one of my friends, a lady, she lives in abroad.
Right.
She wants to marry a guy now. Do you know the problem now?
What?
That the mother said the guy is Anglican, she's Catholic. The mother said the girl must bring the guy to Catholic before they marry. And the Catholic priest, or they will marry. And all the Catholic priests now, they are saying that they should go and do marriage counseling. So place in this boy's village. And since the boy is not Catholic, they will go and announce the marriage in their village, so that they don't want the people, so that the boy will protect their people. So their people will not know that this is criminality now. You just go and do marriage announcement of somebody, their son, and you don't want the family to know that you are announcing it in their village, because you don't want him to come, because you want to bring him to Catholic church to marry. We are in deep shit. Thank you so much. This work. Now 1,000 miles. So
tell them, and now only those who will last should even embark on it, because some won't last. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. We'll keep pushing enough that you have enough information for you to form your opinions about things. If you allow anybody to get into your head with some assumptions where facts are, they ask you to ignore facts and then build expectation or hope on assumptions. You understand? So this platform helps you to understand people you are dealing with. And you won't really claim ignorance or being deceived or any other thing that you might want to use as an excuse why you couldn't fight back. That's what I do here, though, right? Let me take this. Hello there.
Hello, Mayagun.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. My name is Manny, and I'm calling from New York.
Manny, did you say?
Yes, Manny.
Manny, grand, man.
Yes.
So, thank you so much, right, for joining me, though, from New York. I've got friends from New York, a lot of them, though. And here is Manny from New York, man.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining me, please. You have the floor.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mayagun, I think I've been following you right from the first day you started. I've always been in the shadows for years now, if not at least 10 years now, less, right?
It's quite like almost 12, but let's use 11. 11 will be adequate.
Okay, I know at least 10 years.
So you watched
there's
me
nothing
unravel.
Week by
And you are
week by week till
probably
now.
one of those that were like, oh, this guy is good. I hope he won't change. And then you were there for 10
Yes.
years watching like, no, he's not changing.
Yes, Mayagun. Yes. Watched you from day one.
I've come a long way.
The thing there with Nigeria, what we're talking about, we've passed the stage of, we've talked and talked and talked and talked. And like they were saying, like people don't realize the damage is done. And they've desensitized our people so much. When they are calling out these billions, when you listen to National Assembly, they call 475 trillion, 150 billion. You keep hearing those figures. People don't equate it to things. Like they don't put it together to even begin to imagine how much that is.
Contextualize it and say, what can 400 and something billion really do?
Yes.
Really
so when you hear it, you're just hearing figures and it's just going in and out. And another problem is the oil and gas is not being controlled by the owners of it. Honestly. So it's just typical human nature. If you're there and you don't control what you have, a stranger comes in from somewhere and goes into your pot of soup. Do you think he will remain the fish, or he will take everything because he knows he's leaving?
With the inside until it's become watery. Yes.
Yes, and they will leave. After that,
they will leave once there's no value or any taste inside your soup anymore.
Thank you.
I like that. Money.
Yes. So we can talk from now till tomorrow, like they said. If you don't stone them, if I was there, if I was stealing and you don't stone me, I'll continue.
I'll do it more. I'll do more.
Yes. And the poverty, sometimes you got to put into perspective the suffering the Nigerian people have gone through.
I know.
They've suffered so much that so millions have been silenced.
Did you even understand what the good life is? Or what Nigerians have suffered so much that they don't even understand what good governance even looks like.
They don't. The education, look at our schools, there's no desks. People are sitting on block, wood. Even if they have, I know a school back in my place, they've used all the wood to do firewood. There's nothing in the classrooms even. So I don't even know where to start. So
and they say they are raising the future generational, the future leaders of Nigeria. When you see the video, now you would have to be worried and say, are these the future leaders of Nigeria? Are these what intentional for tomorrow? Say, yeah, they are leaders of tomorrow. Nigeria don't get tomorrow. Let's forget it.
Your leader of tomorrow cannot read one page, cannot read one paragraph, cannot read one paragraph.
And you are still hoping and looking forward to that tomorrow. You know, begin the fight now. Yes. There's no tomorrow. Baba.
No tomorrow. We've seen it now. We've seen it, and it's happening. And they keep creating more billionaires, politician billionaires, and they're looking at them, and they're enjoying life to the max. If you meet them over here, bro, if you run into them here in the US, Baba, you're okay for at least 1 month. Just the spare change they're blowing.
Imagine you hard-working man. You see a criminal politician come to town, right? And then you see the way they are spending money. And you are like,
bro,
by all arrangement, right? I'm supposed to be better than you. But you guys are spending money. You can't be working for this.
They will sleep in a $8,000 night.
A night hotel, Baba. Since they are not the ones paying.
Yeah? Bros. And our girls too, our girls have been, I don't even know, maybe we'll not even go into that.
I mean, it is what it is. They now sort of, and here is another thing, Manny, before you go. When we talk about our girls being traded off as sex objects by these criminals who destroyed education, destroyed opportunities, right?
Yeah.
You know that damages is not just because they've commercialized the sexualization of our young girls, right? They are ruining good girls for good boys and good men that could, I'm talking about good girls that could become good partners, wives. good mothers.
No, they
are
start
destroying
early,
them.
right?
Yes, they are psychologically destroying
giving
them.
them the horrible schools. So
And
they
they are
don't
now
know
leaving all these
anything,
women.
first of all.
They are leaving all these women, damaged women, for the damaged men.
Yes.
For the damaged society. People need to understand the damages these guys are doing.
It's very deep. It's very deep.
It's bigger.
So when you start talking about self-determination, that little, girl, you mean I can't go to Abuja? I will need a visa to go to Abuja to see Alhaji. Oh, no.
I don't want that.
Let's
I
leave
don't
it
want
like
to
that.
break then. No. You are talking about that.
Yes,
my own
you
brothers.
Mean
You never see my own. You never see my own brothers. You get one day, right? Somebody posted, or some guy posted and said, "Oh, dear Igbo girls, please bless us with your JPEG. That is your photo. Beautiful pictures." Then before you know it, it went viral. Thousands of beautiful images were there. And guess what? Majority of those who were like a social media bigots, those who are baiting people with tribal, ethnic, all of that, they jumped on that day and they said, this is why Nigeria cannot break. So Nigeria will now break. All these fine girls, fine this thing, they will keep them for East. No, we love ourselves. Nigeria is one. We can't break. Do you get that now? So there are people who are using this kind of sentiment, okay, to say, no, we can't break. I will now need money to go to so and so. No, I need visa to. Listen, we will break.
Yes.
And you can still accept all the beautiful women you want from all sides.
Exactly.
You just have to do it.
You let them know. The same way they go to Cotonou and Ghana, that's the same way they can go to any other place.
You can still have all the beautiful women you want if they want to from anywhere. Even if they break.
You just have to cross a border and they stamp it for you. No problem.
Right.
You can go anywhere you want to go.
We all want
it doesn't stop anything.
We want countries where women are not used as a spoil of war. Because that's exactly what
all you need to change is the administration of the country. That's all. We're not saying change the whole people, but something has to be done.
And see what will happen to the entire country. We're all saying, see, money.
Yes. So
thank you.
Yes,
so
my
much. You want to add something?
Yes. All I'm trying to say, keep talking.
I will.
Because right now Nigeria is running on E. And the little crumbs remaining, that's all they're chasing. And when that's over, it will be like Venezuela. All of them will jump in their private jet and leave all us here to deal with it.
For the lucky
that's
ones,
all I have
be able
to say.
To run away. I have been telling people that if you are joining any protest that will not ask you to arrest any of these guys, I'm talking about citizens arrest, right? Then you are not joining the right one. Prepare yourselves mentally. This is not going to be peaceful. And it's not your fault that it's not peaceful. It is the fault of the rogues who will unleash violence on you to break you. So you must be prepared. Thank you, Manny.
Yes. You're welcome.
God bless
you.
You're
welcome.
Safe, man,
they should understand the people holding them are holding them because of the military and police pointing a gun at your head. So if you're trying to be free, you got to push that gun that is pointed at your head. The only thing holding Nigeria is the guns pointed at the citizens. Nothing else is holding Nigeria together.
I see, Manny. Thanks so much. And you have a good one, okay?
So, you too. Enjoy your day.
And you too. Now, that's where I am meant to kind of draw the curtains, or else we're going to drag it and stretch it too long, okay? I know those who are still trying to call in and be part of this. I'm so sorry, right? We need to wrap it up now, okay? I will see you tomorrow. To the Yoruba Union leadership, to all of you who are watching, we need to see tomorrow, okay? There's going to be a meeting tomorrow, and you will receive the link to us, to the meeting as well, right? To everyone else, I've done my part. I've delivered the message I think I should share with every one of us. For those who have sort of digested it and they've found a connection, whichever part of my message you found connection, I advise you, don't take everything I said to you. Don't take everything hook, line, and sinker. And don't push everything I said to you aside. Kind of dig more, okay? Go find out more. Ask questions. And if you think I am right, that's all you need. You need to stand up. Nobody is going to come and save anybody.
Those of you who have been affected directly, especially millions of you inside that tech contraption, you will need to fight for yourselves. At least you have to show it. The first thing is to try and conquer your fear. Conquering your fear is something that a lot of people really don't want to do. Or you would have to do it, or you would have to die trying. I'll leave you to that. Enjoy the rest of your evening or night. And good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun dayari dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.